Hey folks, so I think I've solved the problem of a hood and filters on the new Fujifilm Pancake XF23mm f2.8. What am I talking about? Well, I'll link to videos I've got in the description which explain to you some of the problems with the Fujifilm XF23mm lens until Freewell released their new system, which is a magnetic lens hood and filter system. So here we have my XE5 with XF23mm on, and this is the filter unit. I'll show you a close-up. And it just screws on. Now it can be adjusted. So I've got it on there. So you think, how do you get it level? Well, you guess you can adjust it. There's a small sort of little tiny Allen wrench. You can sort of loosen it off here and turn the outer ring. It slips round. And the filters are just as easy as that to fasten on. So how's it put together? How's it made? Well, the set comes with a lovely little display box with 3 filters in. You get a circular polarizer, more on that later, a UV filter, and a mist filter. And some of you are probably saying, the circular polarizer, it isn't round. If you stay watching, I'll tell you about how this works. It's made of metal, as are the filters themselves. So the construction is pretty solid, and they're super easy, as you've seen, super easy to attach. So from the point of view of build quality, really, really good actually for what you get. Now, of course, the one advantage of a hood is that any hood will reduce flare, which is light coming in from the side of the camera lens. It does reduce flare somewhat and improve the image quality. And I've no doubt that, like most camera hoods, it's useful for doing that. And of course, you get the standard things of protection, and you can stick your UV filter on should you not want to have a standard filter, and you get the protective use of a lens hood as well. So from that point of view, thoroughly recommended. And then when I was out for a walk, I bashed the front of my camera, but the hood protected it. So let's look at the 3 filters that you get. First of all, the UV filter. It's a simple glass filter. Really, UV filters are nothing more than protection for the camera. And as I alluded to just before, the lens does exactly what it says on the tin. It protects the front element of your lens. And it doesn't affect image quality at all. I've taken a couple of pictures with the UV filter on. I noticed no difference whatsoever to not using the filter at all. So that's precisely what you want from a UV filter. Shouldn't affect the image quality. Now moving on to the mist filter, it's a 1/4 mist filter, so it gives quite a strong soft effect. And what mist filters do, as you can see we're filming on a mist filter actually. This is a 1/4 we're filming on. And if you can notice the lights behind me, they're blooming. I can't say it any other way. Mist filters make strong sources of light soften and bloom out. And they slightly soften the image to give it a more film-like look. So I took the quintessential, it was foggy, but fog went away when I got there, but the quintessential picture of a garage forecourt, which is all lights, illuminated with the twilight. And of course, I think it was very pleased with how the shots came out. It gives a lovely soft look. No real effect on the image other than maybe slightly affecting the warmth of the image. But the difference in white balance was like measured in tens. So it doesn't seem to really affect the camera very much. Autofocus still is unaffected as well. So you've got a really nice filmic look. Perfect for street photography. On our way back here, I got this shot where I had some lovely old-fashioned Neo signs that are a traditional old sort of white goods and appliances shop, which is like something from yesteryear in the town I live in. Yes, they still exist. And it was a nice Bosch logo. And then I got this guy just walking under the street lamp. Absolutely cracking for street photography. And of course, you've got that 23mm Pancake on your XE5, your XM5. It's the ultimate X100V wannabe setup for street photography, because you really want to get that sort of filmic, misty, slightly soft look with street photography. And this filter quintessentially grabs that. It's a lovely look. Very nice filter. Now, I said I would go on to the polarizer. And you're probably going, well, some people won't know and just go, it's a polarizer. So we'll very quickly go into what a polarizer is. Polarizer blocks polarized light. I'm not going to go into what polarized light is, but suffice to say, if you held a polarizer in front of your mobile phone and you turned it round, it would block the light coming from the screen of the phone. So polarized light is like reflections and things like that. It makes saturation stronger, especially blues. And this is what this filter does. It'll deepen the saturation in the sky. It will very slightly cool the effect, but it will counter that with its saturation boost. So again, it's not going to have a massive effect on your white balance. But it's a circular polarizer because you can't have the other type of polarizer, which is a linear polarizer, because they stop your autofocus working effectively. So how they've done it is Freewell have fixed the polarizer at a set polarization, which is a compromise. And this will work both landscape and portrait shots because you're rotating the camera. And I found it works very well. I would say that it has the edge in landscape. And when you rotate it to portrait, the polarization effect is slightly less noticeable, but it's still there. And this shot here, where I've took a picture of a running stream, here's with the polarizer on. And then when we move to switch with the polarizer off, you'll see the difference in the glare. So you can see that just a simple landscape shot, it makes a hell of a difference. If you're just a casual JPEG shooter and you're not bothered about the complexities of a polarizer, you just want to go, I don't want reflections in my picture. You don't have to know how they work. Just put one on. And that's the beauty of this system. It's the strength of this system, is that you can just pop that polarizer on there and have it work as a complex photographic tool, even if you're a novice. The polarizer will also darken the image. Now, this is what we call ND filters do, which they're to darken the image, which is quite handy if you're filming like we are here, and say it's bright sunshine and you want to film in what we call a 180 shutter, which is so we get motion. You might want a low shutter speed. So you can do that. You can pop the ND filter on and it'll reduce the light by 1.6 stops. So that's a lot of light it can stop getting in. So that's really handy if you're in a bit of a pickle and you don't have an ND filter. You've got this as a kind of an ND function as well. So very versatile set of filters. So first of all, well, what does it cost? Well, you can pick this up for around about $99. I think it's probably going to retail in the UK for a set for about, if it translates roughly, it'll probably be about £80, I would have thought, but I haven't got the UK price yet. It's only just been launched, this product. I think for XM5, XE5 users, or anybody who has that XF 23mm Pancake lens, it's going to give you that X100V feel, and it certainly does for me. And when I go out just with my XE5, which is kind of like my fun carry everywhere camera, it's a fantastic addition to have filters that I can just pop on to the lens. It's so easy to use. And that's one of the, if we go through the pros, the magnets are really strong, but they're still not, there's little flanges. You can easily pick the filters off. We've got the metal construction. It's all well made and well thought out. Not really any detrimental effect, as we've discussed, on image quality. And they, of course, come with the carry case. And the biggest advantage is you can just leave them on. So you can have the carry case in your little camera bag, every camera bag. Leave the hood attached to that lens as if it's part of the lens, and just pop the filters on. Now, if there was any cons, adjusting it so when you've tightened the lens up, as I showed you, so I'll just get the camera up again. When you tighten it up, you can see here, I'll just bring it forward there so you can have a look. I've got it so it's about level. Now, what you do is you put a little Allen wrench in, loosen the front bit off, and you can adjust it and tighten it. Some markings would have been useful, and it's very small. Maybe I'm just old and I struggle with fiddly things, but I found it a little bit fiddly. But you only have to do that once, so it's a really, really minor gripe. And of course, we talked about the circular polarizer's limitations, but in some respects for the target audience, really, I think for this, it's an advantage, that really. So really not many disadvantages there. So all in all, I would recommend picking one of these up. Now I've got a link in the description, so you can go and check out the product on Freewell's website and have a look. And as I say, I've linked my other two videos, which explain the problems the XF 23mm lens has with regards to filters and some solutions if you just have standard filters. But this is just a neat solution that will give your XE5 with the XF 23mm the look and the feel of having an X100 system, but one you can change lenses on. And it's thoroughly recommended. It's a great system and I've enjoyed using it.